Hello and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator, and welcome to a Euro Truck Simulator extra video. This is something I haven't done in a very long time, but I think it's about time I show you guys my mods. I did receive a comment requesting a list of mods, and I thought, well, instead of me putting a list of mods, which as you can see from the scroll down, it's kind of extensive, why don't I just show you each one? So I'm just going to go through the list right now. This is just going to be a short video, maybe 5 minutes or so, and you can see all the mods I have now. By no means are these the mods that I constantly use or keep. These are just the mods that at this particular moment in time I have installed. Things will change here and there, especially with Promods, especially with skins and things as sort of Euro Truck Simulator 2 updates. Especially when it comes into 132, I'm sure things will change, but this gives you an idea of the mods that I currently use. So, and it also gives you an idea about the order in which you need to put some of these mods. So here we go. At the top, I've got a GTM emergency vehicle flares. Now all this does is just changes some of the flash patterns, some of the flares and everything on the emergency vehicles so that they look a little bit more realistic in every country. We then have police tweaks. The reason I use the police tweaks one is because I find that when you're slowing down from certain speeds, you don't want to be stamping on the brakes, and if you've got a police car behind you, they pretty much just clock you straight away, and it's kind of unfair as you're on the brakes. Next up, tunnel background for ETS2. This one is not needed, of course, at all, but it does come in, it does look kind of neat, so that's why I've got it. And of course, this is the one that you see every time when we're starting the video and you're looking in the background. That's the one you see. Then we've got the sound fixes, which is version 18 at the moment. This just fixes a bunch of sounds and changes a number of sounds to sound more realistic, and gives it, for example, I think this is one of them that has the sound of when you're filling up fuel in a petrol station. Once you stop filling up fuel, you hear the door shut, the keys clinking, the seatbelt going on, all that kind of stuff. So this is one of those sounds, but also it fixes a whole bunch of sounds and makes things just sound a lot better, including the retarder and everything like that. UK improved signage does exactly what it says on the box, just improves the signs in the United Kingdom. I might be swapping this one out for something else if I could find a different one, but it does the trick for me, so that's absolutely fine. Fail environment version 3 changes how things look, changes how the environment textures look, changes how the sky looks, the skybox, and things like that. Predominantly, it's really to work on the ground and looking at the grass and the trees and the foliage and all that kind of stuff. Bushes, shrubbery, roads, road markings, barriers, things like that. I think that's what it changes. Mountains, textures like that. Then we've got the realistic graphics mod. This predominantly, I believe, changes the skybox, and this is looking at the cloud textures, the coloring of the sky, the sun halos, things like that, and also tone mapping. I think this changes the tone mapping to give it slightly more contrast in some places and slightly more saturation in other places, and moving on from that. So I do want to try this one out over here, but I haven't got around to doing that. That's the realistic environment overhaul mod, which should be essentially those two together. Should be something like this, but obviously I need to check that out. That's why I haven't installed it. Then we've got the Promods compatibility for the realistic graphics. You just need that for Promods to work. Thermic lighting, which just adds another layer of tone mapping, another layer of vignette or whatever it is on top of that. So that's what thermic lighting does. So moving on from that, we've got realistic building lights, and realistic building lights essentially just takes away a bunch of these lights. So you can see there how the lights are everywhere. So it takes away a bunch of those lights and fixes them up so that they're not so bright, and they're not on every single floor and every single window to make it look naturally more realistic. City lighting, I think, is by the same person. No, it's not. It's actually by a different person. It looks the same, but that just fixes up the lighting in the city. So the color of the street lights, and I think maybe the traffic lights and things like that. That's what it fixes. Real fuel prices live does exactly what it says on the tin. Every time it updates, it changes the fuel prices, makes it seem, or keeps things current. That's probably what I was supposed to say. Makes things and keeps things current. Then we've got real European gas stations reloaded. I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping this because I found that maybe some of them aren't quite correct, but it does change all the gas stations, all the petrol stations, all the fuel stations, or filling stations as we used to call them here, changes them out across the map, the entire map, and each country seems to have certain types of stations. So for example, in France you'll see more Total, in Britain I assume you to see more BP, Shell and Esso, some Total, in Scandinavia I think you'll see more Aral, Avia, and so on and so forth. Real advertisements, same sort of thing, just puts real adverts everywhere. Real European companies does the same thing, puts real European companies everywhere. Realistic vehicle lights just changes the way the flares of the lights are and the way it's actually spreads out, the light spread and the halos and the textures and the flares off that. That does exactly what it says on the tin, just changes UK license plates to be more realistic, both normal and Promods. Realistic truck physics, I might be swapping this out, but this is still a fairly good one for me, and it literally just makes the truck feel more realistic as you're going over the bumps, as you're driving around, so you just have to be a little bit more careful. I really like realistic truck physics. Then we've got all the Promods packs. So this is the way in the order in which they go. Definition goes at the top, then map, media, models 3, 2, 1, and then assets. Following on from that, realistic vehicle colors just adds a bunch more colors onto the system, into the game, so that you can actually have more variation and it's not too boring. Then we've got the JazzyCat pack. So we have truck traffic with JazzyCat, so that gives you more traffic on the road, random traffic. We've got painted truck traffic. We've got the AI traffic, which gives you a bunch more cars. We've got bus traffic. We have the BDF tandem lorries, so you can see the lorries with the trucks with the back, the extra sort of articulated back. So we have those traffics, or those types of traffic. We've got this mega skin sitting in the middle. It's just more skins for trucks that you can take. I'm not sure why it's there. It should be moved around. Then we have the big trailers and cargo pack, which gives me all the cargo that I've been taking out. I'd say probably 85 to 90% of it comes from this pack here. So this is a trailers and cargo pack by JazzyCat. Comes in 3 versions. So you've got part 1, part 2, and then the English definitions for it. Big Stobart mod adds a bunch of Eddie Stobart lorries, or trailers should I say. That's a truck. That's another truck. That's the RJL Scania R and Streamline modifications. This is great. This is probably the best truck I've seen. That's another truck. That's another truck. Another truck. Not used any of these. I might get rid of them just to save on loading. DB Schenker escort vehicle does exactly what it says on the box. Mercedes, which is pretty good. And then we've got another Volvo truck. So these are just trucks again. Then we've got drivetrain revisions for all the trucks. So that just changes the gearboxes. I think that gives more gearboxes. That's available to each truck. So you can see that it's there for Renault, Volvo, Scania, Mercedes-Benz, MAN, Iveco, and DAF. Then we've got this. I'm not sure I'm going to keep this. I might get rid of it because I'm not really using it. We've got the Blue Efficiency Power Mercedes engines, which is just extra engines. Another engine. These two that don't work anymore, which I can probably take out. There we go. They don't work anymore because I can't find them anymore. We've got the SISL Mega Pack, which is just a bunch of cabin accessories, which is how I've got the lightsaber in my cabin, and I've got the little bits and bobs, the laptop in my cabin as well. So that's part of what that is. Window flags just gives us a bunch of flags that we can put on the windows itself, as opposed. So you can just see. In fact, you can just see it there. You just see the window flags hanging out. So just a bunch more window flags. Wheel and Legacy plus code 3. You probably will see this if you haven't already. You're probably going to see this in the next video, unless you've already seen this, depending on when this video comes out. So that's just a light bar pack. We've got the HD gauges for the FH16 and the 2012. Again, I'm not using Volvo, so I guess that doesn't matter. I've got another skin. This is just a skin for it. Again, this is a skin for the interior for the Scania S V8. I hope we can get that on the RJL. I'm not sure. Scania Mud Flat Pack does what it says on the tin. And then some high resolution gauges for the RJL. Normal Scania, dual scale gauges for UK trucks. Dual scale gauges for left and drive RJL trucks. And then we've got the RJL Scania retexture. which we might not need. National Flags DLC, these are all compatibilities for the Scania, so you can get the RJL Scania can have all of these three. Then we've got replica Eddie Starbart truck skins, probably never going to use them. That's depreciated, so I guess we can get rid of that. I might as well take it out now. Again, more RJL. Real tyres gives us actual tyres, which you've seen when I'm upgrading the trucks. You can see I can pick from Dunlop, Goodyear, Pirelli, whatever it is. And then there's this one as well. Now, I'm not sure what the difference is between the two. I've got them both running at the moment. All I know is that this one's spelled correctly, and that one is not. Anyway, they're made by two different people as well. I think this is the new version. This might be the old version of it. I'll have to have a look. Moving on from that, more wheels. We've got corrected gauges on the Mercedes. Again, things like that. H7 headlight textures for the RJL so that we can have new headlights. Light bar packs for the DAF trucks. Some more gauges. Heads-up display. This is what you see. One of the GPS that I use. That's one of the things that you guys see, and that's what I use. Extra light packs. So this is just extra lights that you can place in a whole bunch of different places. I do use some of them. Small lights plus turn signals. I might get rid of this. I don't know, but I might get rid of this. Realistic mirror field of view, just so that that works properly. We've got the construction bar and roof grille, which again I think I attempt to put on in the video that either you've just seen or you're going to see in a couple of days. This probably doesn't need to be here anymore. That can go away. Custom grille again for the Mighty Griffin, Scania Mighty Griffin. That's just another custom grille. I haven't used it, I don't think. We've got the Michelin X Multiway 3D wheels. So you can see 315/70R 22.5s. Then we've got these. These are how I get my LEDs. These are the LED side markers, the flash beacons, and the LED beacons pack. Another interior for the Actros. We've got grille strobes that we can put on. I think I'm using some of them. Double earnings so that we can actually progress through the game faster. These LEDs are the ones that you see on the side of my truck. That's these LEDs here. We've got some trailers, a wind turbine for special transport. Wood transport with 7 axles. I really want to try this one. Again, we've got that construction grille, some metallic paint, another Scania compass, another skin, and then another truck or trailer, should I say. And that is it. That is my current mods list. As I said, things change. You saw right now when I was doing that, things changed right in front of your eyes. But that is that. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Euro Truck Simulator 2, leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. Don't forget to support me on Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/ecgadget. You can also follow me on Twitch if you're not watching this on Twitch at twitch.tv/ecgadget. And also you can follow me on social media at ecgadgetlp for both Twitter and Instagram. That's all from me. And I'll see you guys next time in Euro Truck Simulator 2, where we will be back on the road.